Hey guys, so I just wanted to go over the difference between my first mower and my new Scag. The main things that I kind of wanted to talk about was, for the guys that are getting into business and wanting to know if they should spend the money on a full-on commercial or kind of entry-level commercial like this Hustler Fastrak, and it is a 60-inch deck. Now, to start off, this mower here was, I believe, around $6,700 out the door. I think that was everything, give or take. So if you just want to call it $7,000. This is a $7,000 mower. That's what you'll get. This mower, generally speaking, it would be, I guess, around $14,000 out the door, usually. Now, I got this mower for $12,000 out the door. That's because it was the last one that he had left. I bought it in January of 2019, so it was the last one he had left that it sat there all year. Nothing was wrong with it, just nobody bought it. This one, the Hustler, I had bought in April of 2016, and so obviously it was in the spring, and they didn't really have it on sale or anything like that. So if you can afford to buy one in the wintertime before spring hits, it seems to me that you might be able to get a lot better deal, just depending on what your dealer has. So to start off, this Hustler Fastrak, as you can tell, it looks a lot less beefy than the Scag, and it is. The spindle size on this one and the pulley size, if you come over here, generally speaking, they're about the same diameter, pretty close, but the spindles themselves, these are tapered spindles, and these are, I guess, ball bearing spindles. I don't have any experience with the tapered yet. It's got 0.6 hours. This has got 388 hours. But I will say that I do not like not being able to grease the spindles. What I think was happening is that they either got wet inside and it obviously dried it out or whatever, but it either happened, or since I couldn't grease them, I think that this mower may not have been designed to be ran all day, every day, and I think that they may have just gotten hot and burn up the grease. I'm sure that can happen, whatever. And with it being sealed, I don't know how much grease was in there to start with. So the only other issue I had with this mower, well, I had, let's see, 2 or 3 issues, okay? The front tires, all 4 of these tires leaked since they were brand new. I know of 3 or 4 different Hustlers that same exact thing. Obviously, that's probably not Hustler's fault. These tires are Grassmasters. I mean, they do fine as far as traction and whatever, they do fine, but they've always leaked. And of course, you see my plug in the sidewall. I've got 2 or 3 plugs in each back tire, so it does need new back tires. But the front tires, they were not run flats, and they always leaked. So what I did is I just bought new tires. It does have a new set of front tires at around 350 hours, so they lasted a good while. And I put some foam inside, and that way I don't even have to worry about it anymore. Pretty much filled. The other issue that I had, the belt broke. That was just a fluke. A piece of wood chip got stuck in there, and whenever the blades turned on, it took a big chunk out of the belt. That's not the mower's fault. The other thing is the Kawasaki motor. And they were upfront and honest about it, but it seems to me like Kawasaki should and could do something to fix the issue. So in the hot summer months, it would burn oil. And that being said, not much. You know, I didn't have to add very much at all, like at all. But it was definitely burning oil. And so the dealer had told me to swap from to a heavier oil or whatever that wouldn't burn as fast. And so that's what I did, and it helped for sure. But that just, you know, you have a mower with under 400 hours under warranty, you would think that, and they know that it's an issue, you would think that they would fix it, but, you know, whatever. So the battery on this mower is underneath this compartment. You take one screw out. Super easy, super simple. If you got a flathead, anything, you can get that off. I ain't had a single issue with this battery ever. Not a single issue with this mower starting ever. Not a single issue with the hydros at all. All the issues I've talked about is any type of problem that I've had. So this gas tank is 5 gallons, I believe, and the Scag's gas tank is 12 gallons. That's a pretty big difference. The seat, it is not air, it's suspension or whatever you want to call it, springed. It's comfortable, but it is not that seat. There's a big difference in quality and comfort and all that. The cleanability on this mower is hard. I'll say hard, but if you look up underneath the deck, and I showed this in the other video, but you see all the pieces of metal that stick up all the way along the deck. I don't like that personally. It makes it a lot harder to clean off. Now I took the guards off, the black guards that went over the pulleys and all that, just so that I could keep it cleaner. It was just easier for me. The deck adjustment, I'm going to climb up here. The deck adjustment, super simple, super easy. I've never had an issue with it. All you got to do is, you know, if you got it set on 3.5, put it in that hole right there, pull that back, and it drops down. How accurate this is and the adjustability on the actual deck itself, it's not the best in the world. But like I said, this is about a $7,000 mower versus about a $14,000 mower. Your gas tank and your cup holder on the left. You do get an adjustment with the height of the bars here. You can move this down. You can even tilt it back and forward if you can kind of see how that is, which I never really messed with. I never had an issue with it that much, so I just kind of left it as is. But this is how it was set up at the factory, and it's fine all the way forward. It doesn't hit my knee, anything like that. I do feel big on this mower. I am 6'2", about 235, so somewhat of a bigger guy, and I feel big on this mower, just in general. Now on this left side, I got my son's hat back here, but it's got a pretty big storage compartment there. That's nice. I put trash in it, but other than that, I've never really used it. You got your old school, just plain old analog with the digital numbers that show the hours. This fuel gauge isn't always the best in the world. It jumps a lot, but I mean, that's every fuel gauge. Pretty straightforward on that. Choke, pull straight up, push it straight down. You know, straightforward on that as far as the control side. Never had issues with any of this at all. So I never put a chute block on this because I knew that I wasn't going to keep it. I didn't want to spend $300 on something for this mower that I knew I wasn't going to keep. So I just I left this up, and I had a bungee just to, you know, pull it up and down if I ever wanted to. If it was super windy, I could put it down. So this deck, the quality of it, I would give it, versus the Scag, or compared to Perfect, I guess, I would give it a 6 or a 7 out of 10. For $7,000, this is a good deck. I've got pictures of yards that I've striped with this thing, and it does not have any type of stripe kit whatsoever. This thing does great as far as striping. The cut quality, I cannot speak for the Scag yet, but the cut quality on this, I'd say it's about a 7 out of 10. It does good, but it's not perfect at times. There's definitely times where I have to go back over stuff twice, whether that be in thick grass or whatever, you know, that could be the case. But and it bogs down in certain areas, you know, and that's weekly growth too. Not all weekly growth, but I've got a few yards that get super thick in certain areas just over a week's time, and you know, I definitely had to slow down in those areas. But as far as everything back here, this seat, the only adjustment you have is forward and back. You do not have the back does not tilt, the arms just go up or down. That's it. The quality of this leather is it's similar to a Super Z. It's not really bad, but it is not like the Scag whatsoever. I never use the ROPS bars ever. I mean, I just kind of put them up for the video, for pictures or whatever. They're always down. This is only the second time since I bought it that they've ever been up. As far as oil and oil changes, it is pretty easy to get to the filter. It's here, and the drain plug is right down there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but through that hole is where the oil drains out. It's fairly easy to get to. And again, that is on the Kawasaki 730V. They call it a 23 or 24 horse. Overall, I like the motor. It starts every time. I ain't never had a problem, other than the burning oil. And I mean, to me, it's not a huge deal, but at the same time, it's like, okay, come on. You got your hydro reservoirs there. Like I said, I've never had an issue out of the hydros. And to be completely honest with you, I forgot to service them the first time. So I've only had these hydros serviced one time, and they still never gave me an issue in 388 hours. So that's pretty much it. I mean, up underneath the back of the mower, you can see the hydros, so they are harder to get to on this mower for sure. The drive belt, all that, harder to get to on this mower, no doubt about it. The quality on this mower, if you compare it to this, I don't know if you can see it in the video or not, but the quality on this Scag here is a lot better than this. So just a quick walk around on the Scag. I've already got another video of the Scag, so you can go check it out. So I'm not going to go over everything, but it's got run flat tires. The deck quality blows this deck away. The gas tank, twice the size, over twice the size. I love that. I feel like I'm really going to be able to like greasing the spindles and then being tapered instead of ball bearing. The seat, you can adjust it here, the back, you can adjust the arms. It's super adjustable. You can adjust this forward and back way more that you can do that. You can adjust it up and down like that one. This one has a foot brake. I'm torn on that. I think I like it, but it's going to take some getting used to because I'm used to this mower not having a brake. It is built in with the arms. So this one, hydros are right there. super easy to get to. I could change those out myself. On this mower, I ain't gonna mess with that. I ain't doing all that. This one's super easy. I can do it. Reservoir here, easy to get to, like I said. This seat does not fold up. Okay, now this seat does fold up, and it's super easy to keep clean underneath there. As far as the back, you got all the clutch and the belts back here. That's really easy. I really like that. Let's see. The battery is, to be honest with you, it's easier to get to on this mower than it is on that one. Mainly because you can just turn this by hand. You don't even have to get a tool out. So that's pretty cool. The oil filter on this is a Vanguard 35 horse carbureted motor. So with that being said, the oil filters here, I'd say it's pretty easy to get to. It's not too bad. But the drain plug is right down there. That is going to be a mode with the Scag, and I've obviously mowed with the Fastrak. I could tell right away that the Scag was it's going to be a great year. This thing is something else. The comfort, the handling, the cut, everything. Now, of course, it is January, and I just could not wait, but it striped dead grass better than any mower I've ever seen stripe dead grass, if that says anything at all. Now, I noticed that the Scag, it seemed like I was getting wider stripes. Okay, so this is a 61, this is a 60. That one inch is not what I'm talking about. That don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing. So I thought that I would come back in and measure the center to center on the rear tires of these things. And the Scag was about 1.5 inches wider than the Hustler. And on the front tires, basically what I did is I measured from here to here, and the Scag was 4 inches wider there. And that may not mean anything, but to be honest with you, I think it does. I think that's where I might be getting that extra width at, because as you look down the side here, you can tell where the tire lines up with the deck. So just by natural causes, while you're mowing, you're getting a wider stripe, where this one kind of sits in a little bit more than the other one, especially on the closed inside of the deck. If you can tell right here, if you look at the closed inside of the deck on this on the Hustler right here, and then you come over here and then you look right there, I think that's where those 4 inches are at. They're pretty close, because the left side, the chute side, it looks to be fairly close. This one's definitely closer towards the edge here. Again, that may not mean much, but to me it gives it a better look. I could tell this thing was definitely striping really well. The cut was really well. There wasn't much to cut, but I couldn't wait and I had to try it out. So yeah, I think with a higher end commercial mower, you're gonna get a lot of better things than you are from a lower end entry level commercial. But if all you're doing is your 2 or 3 acres at your house, and you do it once a week, every other week, whatever, this mower is fine, to be honest with you. So yeah, if y'all have any questions or comments, like I said, just leave me a comment below, or email me.